Hi, this is the Bratz Boyz Club, and I am Jesse, and today I'm going to introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys. This Bratz Boy is not exactly one I was actually after, or I was even looking for. Like I said, I'm kind of new to this Bratz Boyz collection kind of thing, because I was originally only the owner of 5 original purchased at retail Bratz Boys. It wasn't until like a year ago that I started looking at the prices for collectors' Bratz Boyz dolls. This Bratz Boy was sort of like something that came along from my friend, the collector. I have in the seller website that I frequented at the beginning of this year for my Bratz Boys. And the seller usually, I believe I stressed this many times in some of my other videos, they email me whenever they bump into another one of the Bratz Boys in their Bratz collection, and they take a photo of the Bratz Boy and they email me and ask me if I'm interested and give me a price range for the Bratz Boy. This seller has an extensive collection of Bratz, mostly girls, and they initially told me that there was no market for the Bratz Boys. Therefore, most of the seller's Bratz Girlz are the ones that are selling, and they're selling for incredible prices. But for the Bratz Boys, there's really no interest, according to what the seller told me, which I think it might be correct. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking I'm one of the only few people who's really after them. So, without further ado, I've got here a Bratz Boy that was an elusive kind of standalone Bratz Boy, according to the fandom page that I'm looking at here online. And he's one of a few from this specific year, and then maybe the year after, that are just like one Bratz Boy per series and or collection, not more than one for some odd reason. If I'm wrong and you know that there are more and the fandom page, the fan page is wrong, let me know, drop a comment, message me, or whichever. I'm just not seeing any other Bratz Boys for these collections in particular. So this is the 2007 Adventure Boyz Cameron. There's not much to him. Like I said, during these years of the mid-2000s, the Bratz MGA brand was sort of having some financial issues, some legal battles, and because of this, they were no longer as kind of dedicated to the Bratz line, specifically the Bratz Boyz line. So you would get something very different than what you got at the very beginning in the early 2000s. However, the doll itself was still very incredible looking, very interesting, a very good design mostly. So you really never got something that was subpar. I'm hoping. At least I haven't seen anything like that. But you did get a reduction, definitely drastically, in accessories when it came to the dolls, the Bratz Boys, that I'm actually looking at here. I really don't know much about the Bratz Girlz, and I don't care how their situation was. But as for the Bratz Boys, I started to notice that mid to late 2000s, their boxes started to change. Their accessories started to be sort of like scarce, greatly scarce. If they have anything at all, it's kind of like shocking. So this one in particular, like I said, this is the 2007 Adventure Boyz Cameron. He has some things, but that's pretty much, that's all. He's got those little, whatever you want to call them. And then he's got the backpack right here. He's got the legendary classic comb that we all have come to know and love, the trademark comb. Oh, and of course, this one in particular, like I said, some of these things fall off. So you kind of have to be careful with them. Even if you are, eventually, if the box is too old and the doll as well, things tend to get loose in there and kind of like float about and move about. So technically, this one had a trading card over here. There's a space for the trading card above near his head. Let me get that closer to the camera. It's right there. It's a clear one. And the card is actually down there. If you can take a look at it, I'm going to get it closer to the camera. See, there you go. That's the card. Right there. Right in front of his boots. That's the trading card or collector's card that fell off. I'm thinking it might have already have been kind of like all over the place in the box if it didn't. And if it fell like during the shipping and handling, which wouldn't shock me. The boxes are extremely they treat the box, any box and every box with a shipping and handling extremely horrible, I would imagine. So the only item and accessory that's actually loose in the box is the trading card or collector's card. So everything else looks like it's in place where it should be. As far as the box goes, it's still the same style. It's got the plastic clear showcase in the front that's showing you the Bratz Boyz doll and the accessories he comes by with. It's giving you also a background, cardboard background with a little bit of art in the background. It could be any kind of background art. And it has the name of the Bratz Boy. This one actually does. They all do, but this one has the name of the Bratz Boy like standing out. Look at that. It's like, I think most of them do anyway. Cameron. And then of course it's got the cardboard cutout decorative in front underneath the plastic case, the display with the logo of the Bratz Boyz, and then of course the name of the collection and or series in between, which is Adventure, the Adventure Boyz collection and or series from 2007. And then it gives you a little bit of some kind of like introduction right there at the bottom in those words. I can't really read it now, but whatever. It kind of makes it look all kind of cute for the Adventure Cameron. And then of course it gives you the classic picture of the Bratz Boy right here. It could be a large size like this one or a smaller size. He always looks so sexy, whether in doll form or whether in picture form. I have a major, totally huge crush on Cameron, like I do on the other Bratz Boyz. So you got your picture here of the Bratz Boy. You've got your name of the Bratz and the Bratz Boyz logo. You've got the adventure name for the collection inner series. And then, of course, like I said, behind the box, on the back of the box, sorry, not behind it, you've got the classic cardboard kind of back of the box where it gives you, once again, the name of the logo and name for the Bratz Boyz and the adventure name for the collection inner series. And it'll give you Stylin' Safari this time, it looks like. As an introduction line title. It'll also give you a tiny little description of something. In this case, I think it says, Cameron joins the Bratz in the coolest adventures ever. And that's what it says. And then you get, of course, a gigantic, gorgeous, stunning, sexy, hot picture of Mr. Cameron, Mr. Stylin' Safari Adventure, Bratz Boyz Adventure. Picture for the Bratz Boyz for him, and it'll give you, of course, the kind of background that looks like a jungle, kind of like a forest kind of thing. That's kind of like the theme. And then after that, let me take a look and see what's join the Bratz Adventure Girlz. Oh yeah, that's with Bratz Girlz. So that'll give you something else at the bottom. But it usually gives you, what I'm trying to say here, it usually gives you like some kind of art in the back of the box. Kind of like a descriptive kind of art of the theme of the collection of the Bratz Boy. And it'll give you the picture of the Bratz Boy, it'll give you the Bratz Boyz logo, the collectioner series name, which in this case is Adventure Boyz, and then of course a few other lines with a few other little quotes or phrases. and it'll make it look really cute and really, really adorable. And of course, super hottie Bratz Boy Cameron or any other Bratz Boy. But like I said, you cannot kind of disregard the fact that by now the Bratz Boys are kind of like offering you a lot less in the boxes. The boxes are less durable. They're kind of like, you know, not as good. They're still kind of better than the really, really later on ones, like the ones I have now, but they're not as good as the very first ones. So you're kind of disappointed, at least I am. Not to mention that the size is drastically smaller because, of course, the Bratz Boys don't come with anything. If anything, you know, they'll have like just a couple of things here and there, and then that's pretty much it. So I was a little disappointed in the years in between and after because of that. I still think they're a good deal because they're classics and they're collector's items now for me. And there is no doll out there, especially right now, that really attracts me. And I'm gonna have to admit, back when I was younger, dolls weren't really my thing. They were scary little looking toys that I hated because I grew up in a generation where we were kind of meant to fear dolls or something, which they are kind of disgusting looking. They're gross and scary looking. They look like little versions of human beings, which is just disgusting and gross. So that is the reason why I'm so obsessed with the Bratz Boys. They are a very sexy, very attractive, very hot looking doll. Not just the faces and the bodies and the shapes, but when you take off the clothing, they are very fit. They're very, very fit. Athletic, very gorgeous, very stunning. And, you know, a combination of that with the faces, they just look so attractive and so gorgeous and stunning and beautiful and sexy. God, I want to keep on going. But, so this is him. This is the 2007 Bratz Boyz, Adventure Boyz, Cameron. And he's from the 2007 Adventure Boyz Collection Enter series. Like I said, I really wasn't looking for him. Sort of like this collector messaged me and they wanted to get rid of him, and I thought I looked at the price and it was incredible. Oh, of course, yes. This collector's prizes are incredible. This, I believe, was maybe $45 or $35, I forget. And so shipping and taxes was like just a little bit more, but it ended up being right around the corner of the price I paid for my current Bratz Boyz dolls that I purchased at one of our local Targets for the 20th anniversary of the Bratz, or the 20 years of Bratz, and I got 5 Cameron versions for that. So this was right around the corner to that, because I believe each one of those was $25.99. This being as old as it is, and in the condition that it is, as a collector's item, was a no-brainer for me. But I'm really happy, really, really happy, and super thrilled that I added him to my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boyz. That's never gonna stop growing, my god. And actually today I was so embarrassed because I was paying one of my credit cards, and I realized that I didn't even have enough money to pay my second credit card because I've sort of like went overboard buying Bratz Boyz dolls. So I'm gonna have to wait for my paycheck this week, and I'm going to have to see if I can make the payment because I haven't been able to stop buying these things. I've got a couple more that are going to be arriving in the next few days, and I'm very excited for those as well. Those are not from this collector and seller that is my friend in the old seller's website that I frequented early this year. Those are from another collector that who is available at the auction website that I frequent now. I totally bumped into those, and I was really excited. They were a little overpriced, but it was fine. They were just a little rare, so I really needed to have them. And But so yes, so I'll have a couple more, and then of course after that I'll have probably one or two more before I show my Bratz vehicles that I bought for the Bratz Boyz, because I was excited about those too, and I cannot wait to upload a video about those to show all of you. And here is, I'm doing the dip now, so you can take a look at the top of the box here. Because I want you to see what it looks like. And you can see the card right there. It's right in there at the bottom near his boots. And I was hoping it would be stuck over at the top, but I guess not. He looks spectacular though. He looks amazing, and I am just dying of joy to have him joined. That I was able to have him join my collection of Bratz Boyz. Let me do the other side, because I do both sides. I know sometimes I forget, but this time I won't. I will try not to. Let's see. So this is the bottom of the box. I don't see a year. But if you see one, let me know. Drop a message, drop a comment, and let me know that I was wrong and there was a year. I don't mind about that. Ugh. I'm gonna turn that thing on, and I'm not seeing anything, but who knows, it might be there. I'm just missing it. I'm just looking at the MGA logo, and I'm looking at all the other stuff, but that's pretty much it. Okay, and so that was the dipping that I usually do for the Bratz Boyz, the top and the bottom of the box. But so yes, this is it for the 2007 Adventure Boyz Cameron, and I believe there are no others. I believe this is the only one. I could be wrong. If you find that I am, let me know in the comment section or drop me a message. But this is the only one I could find, and according to the fan page, it's the only one. There are no others. I think that the total of Bratz Boyz that originally were 4 or 5. I'm thinking it's more like 5. But this is, Cameron is the only one for the 2007 Adventure Boyz. And so that is it for my video of the 2007 Adventure Boyz Cameron. Sexy, hot, adorable Cameron. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for dropping by and taking a look at these hot, sexy, hot boys. Fit, athletic, hot boys. And hopefully we'll see you next time on the next video I'll upload of another one of my Bratz Boyz. And I'm just very glad if you drop by and you just view the video and check out my boys. And but thank you so much. I'll keep uploading as much as I can. Once I stop, that means I have no more money and we're home or anything and I'm on the street. But thank you so much for dropping by and watching my video, if you do. And I guess we'll see you next time on my next Bratz Boy video when I upload it, and when you'll get to meet another one yet of my ever sexy Bratz Boyz from my Bratz Boyz Club collection. Thank you so much, and we'll see you then.